Need some water.
So we're gonna continue the story.
I know we're late. I know you guys are gonna say what happened 2 months later. We were late, but we're back. Anyway, you guys. So I know. Iris knows too.
So
What up, you guys? A little bit of Happy New Year.
yeah, Happy New Year's.
So you guys already saw the first video. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely watch that video before you watch this one, because you know it's like it's a continuing conversation that was from that to here. So we talked about our first time meeting and how we met and whatsoever on that first video, but we also mentioned that that there was a problem in between when we first started talking that almost cost us to not even continue. But yeah, so this is how it went down. So it was a day. I woke up this day feeling.
How'd your day start?
My day started. I did not sleep properly. I was really having bad sleep. You remember? I told you about it.
You have sleeping problems.
Yeah, I was having worse sleeping problem at that time because
You were stressed.
I was stressed. I was doing so much. I was in school. A lot of you already follow me on Instagram. Knew back then, like 2 years ago, I was still finishing my programs in school, but I was also like doing everything else. I was trying to be like, everywhere I want, which was really stressful. The day started off with just like, you can know your day is gonna be good like the way you wake up. I knew it wasn't gonna be good. It just felt so much. It just felt like there was so much going on in my head. And I haven't really talked to anybody about what was going on at that point yet. So it was just like, okay, let me wake up and get shit done. Like, I always look forward to my day because it actually made me feel better and made me look forward to something throughout the day. So I'm like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, this, that, and that, I gotta do it perfect. I don't have to think about anything else. Right. But this day I had a little bit of gap in between where I had to think about something else. And I'm like, I sat there and I'm like, do I even want to do this? And then I thought about you not giving me the interaction that I needed, like, because I was like, I don't want a half-ass relationship. Like, if a person doesn't give me 100%, I don't want it. I'm not interested in participating because that's just a waste of my time and waste of your time as well. But mostly my time because I want to protect my time. I know me, so I protect me at that point. I didn't know you then, so I wasn't really thinking about you. So I went to school first that day, and then I went to work. And then after I went to work, I don't know what happened. I was having a really down day, like, because I remember I had a mini cry session. Like, I was really having a down, like, I don't know what it was. It was just a bunch of emotions in my head, and I was just like, yeah, like, let's not continue this. And the idea that you weren't giving me the attention or the time in terms of conversation-wise. Right. He was very busy. I didn't know that. That's another thing. I didn't know he was also very busy. I just thought, like, if I text you and you don't text me right away, and I'm like, okay, this, it's becoming a problem. It might be just 2 days, but if I'm texting you and you're not replying to me with the same energy, I'm like, okay, where is this leading? I didn't even want to waste my time. That's what it was. Like, I'm like, 2 days, that's a wrap. Pack your bag. So I actually allow me to even take a step in to something, because I'm like, I didn't even feel like I was ready. And I even told you that, like, I didn't feel like I was ready.
You told me that after.
Yeah, but I'm saying I told you that eventually, but it was just I didn't feel I was ready, and the idea of just everything in my past, like, I think that's what happened. It just popped up all in my head, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
So my day started different. I was actually having a pretty good day, right? So I woke up, worked out. I used to work out like at 5 in the morning.
Right.
I worked out, I went to school, right? And then I went to work, right? And when I'm at work, you're not allowed to use your phone.
Right.
But I don't think you knew that, right? But I would sneak in texts here and there.
Right.
But I was, it was a busy day, right? So I really couldn't respond as best as I could. But then your friend comes, right? And she's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "What did I do? I don't think I did. I don't think I did anything. I've been working and going to school, and I'm like, from my perspective, I didn't do it. I was like I said, it was a busy day. I was having a good day, right? So I had no idea that all of this was going on because I wasn't responding to you, and I don't think you even touched on it when you did text me. It was more of like a hey, we were having like small talk because we really didn't know each other.
At that time, we didn't even know each other to begin with, so like.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying like I didn't owe you anything and you didn't know me. So you not coming to me with your issues is understandable because, I'm basically a stranger at that point, Like it's just someone that you agreed to get to know, not really to date or anything like that. It was more of a let's see where this goes type of conversation when we first were talking, right? Like let me see what kind of person this person is, right? So I not saying that you weren't on my mind at that point, but I was working, so it was more like I thought you understood. Right, but clearly there was a miscommunication there, right? So I then call you immediately, like I forgot what I was doing, but I dropped everything and I was like, what? I called, I forgot, what did I say? I forgot what I said.
I don't remember.
Completely
what I
forgot.
remember was, because I was getting on the train when I was talking to her. Normally I would wait at the train station for the train, so she called me during the time I was waiting, and then I had like 10 minutes. So I chatted with her on the phone. And I was just like, honestly, I don't want to waste my time. I expressed myself to her, like so she understand where I was coming from.
I have a question.
What?
Why didn't you call me and tell me?
Because I didn't know you, so it's like
But I feel like, so knowing me now,
right?
You probably would have had.
I most likely would have called you first instead of Now I don't even talk. I don't even like talking about my relationship, like with friends or
I understand.
family. Like it just I don't like because I don't like people inputting stuff into my relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Unless I'm asking you to input stuff, I don't want you giving me.
So I'm saying. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't call her. She called me. She called me actually. She called me. She called me, and then she was because that day I didn't go to the gym. Remember? That's why she called me. I just remember. She had called me. She's like, are you gonna come to the gym? That's what it was actually. She called me.
Okay.
She called me and she was like, "Are you coming today?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm going." I was feeling so bad that day. I don't even know what it was, but I can still feel like when I think about it, I can still feel what I felt that day. But I just didn't know what it was that was going on. But I was just like, "Oh, I'm not coming to the gym today." And then I told her, "Oh, I'm not talking to your friend," and what. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't.
Right.
You know how I feel. Like when I don't like something, I would literally voice it out so fast.
See, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So
but if I
was put, so again, I can't tell you to behave like me, right? But if I was put in the same position, I would have just confronted you. You know what I'm saying? Because you had already agreed. We both agreed to date, at least from a getting to know each other perspective, right? So if I would have felt that way towards you, even though we didn't know each other, that we had already talked about, like, we had touched on the idea of a relationship. So I would have just been like, hey, I really don't, like, I understand your reaction, right? I don't fault you for it now that I know. I honestly don't think that you were ready for a relationship, but it's okay because I feel like I was patient enough to understand. So if I had handled it a different way, right, maybe it would have worked out differently, right? Because I could have easily just been like, oh, this goes, like, like, yeah, but I didn't. I was like, okay, I see. Because if you didn't explain, right? Because I think I said, oh, come and meet me after work.
No, you said tomorrow because I told you I already left. You were like, where?
Yeah.
You were like, where are you?
I said, yeah. I was ready to like.
You were like, where are you? I was like, I'm already because I had just gotten off the train at 125th, remember? To get on the next train, or the D or the whatever. So I was like, oh, I'm actually almost home, so.
Right.
Like.
Because I was gonna meet up with you.
And I was also telling you that I was getting on a train at that point, and you're like, ah.
Because I was nearing my break, I remember. Yeah.
And then I was like, I would chat. You implied that we meet. So guys, the camera went off, so we kind of break and then we came back. But I think I was talking about how I felt in during that time, and how, you know, like I don't like to blame the situation or how I felt. I like to blame myself as well, because at the end of the day, I did what I did. You know, I have a mind of my own. You know, like even though when you have stressful situation, it's still good to be able to think rationally, or at least try to think rationally. Like normally in past relationship, I did not put my foot down in certain situation when I wanted, like things that I wanted, because I feel like you can just say stuff and people be like, okay, but they don't really take it, you know, personally, or take it importantly. So I was like, I need to make sure I'm heard. Right. And when I did that, it wasn't the best way to, you know, get heard, because, you know, leaving a bitter taste in the other person's mouth is not really the best, you know, way to go.
Right.
So that could have been a different way to go about it, but.
Well, I think you did the right thing, like, you know, to protect yourself. I would have handled it a little differently as well, right? But that's fine. So I told her to meet me because she was busy at the time. I think you said you were heading home. So the next day we agreed that we would meet up.
Yeah, I really like that
right?
talk.
And we talked about expectations, and we talked about like being on the same page. And if we're not on the same page, then it's not gonna work.
You don't.
I feel
like other couples should actually think about doing the talk.
No,
like literally at the beginning of the relationship. It really is very.
No matter when.
No, I feel like it should happen earlier in the earlier stage of the relationship, because it's like the building block of that relationship. Because it's like a receipt, right? Because if I was to be like, oh, I want to talk to other people, you would have been like, you would put a receipt, like, but you said you just wanted this, right? It's a receipt. So it's like, it's more of a, some people might not find this as an insurance, but it's more of an insurance for your mind. Because having a conversation where you're like, okay, it's just me and you, this is what I want. Because you asked me, you're like, what do you want? Because at that point, I wasn't upset anymore when I came the next day. I was actually much better, felt more refreshed. You know, it was mostly because I wasn't being more open about what was going on. I think you didn't tell me what you had going on.
Right.
Where you were just busy as well as me, but I didn't know that. Even though I was busy, I was still finding time to message you. So it's like I was like, I'm more busier, but I'm not gonna compare our busyness because everyone has a different schedule.
I think your jobs, all your jobs didn't require you to put your phone away.
Yeah, definitely. I always have my phone.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to use my phone for basically like.
Yeah, your job requires that you keep
8 hours.
Yeah. So so that conversation was definitely important. Like, I mean, we're not gonna reenact it.
I think that initial conversation for me, it was just trying to open the door to conversation, because like from what I've noticed, people tend to be really closed off, and they like we spoke about this.
Yeah, we talked about this.
It's about vulnerability. So
yeah,
she wasn't being vulnerable at all. Like at all, but I'm like, listen, you need to like let me at least like a foot in. If you want to actually start a relationship, you gotta at least like let me get my foot in the door, right? So you need to be a little more vulnerable with me. That's what I told you.
I mean, I think after that conversation, everything just went smoothly from there on, because it was like, okay, now we have this building block of what we know as establishment. Like we had this establishment where we're like, okay, all right, you want this, I want this, and it lines together. Something on your nose.
It was like,
it lines together. So I was just like, okay, perfect, all right. So this is like, because at that point, like the day after, I was just like, this is not gonna work out. Like I need to just be more single, a longer singleness. Like I honestly was, like I said, remember I told you when you came to me, I even told you I wasn't going on a date with you.
Yeah.
I said no.
Yeah, you did say that. She did say that.
I even said no. It was just because I know, like in my head, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's not, jump in.
Right.
Let's crawl in.
Right.
So it was more of a crawl in. It was
see, but I didn't know that.
Right. I mean, I said no to a date.
But from my perspective, you said no because, Well, I knew. You wanted you were trying to be cautious. But I didn't know why.
Yeah, you didn't know why. You didn't know the why. You just knew that there was something.
You were clearly being cautious, but I didn't know why. I was thinking yes. I was like, all right, that's fine with me. I was like, that's fine with me.
As long as I got your number, there's a nice curl.
I was like, you can crawl. That's fine. Just let me get my toe in there.
My toes in? I'm bad.
I was like, that's fine. As long as like you didn't like reflect.
Said no.
No. As long as you didn't project.
Yeah, that was something I
I'm fine with it. Like as long as you understand that the feelings that you're feeling are not
because of you.
No, as long as you don't angle it towards me. Right? If you're venting to me and you're that's cool.
Yeah, I do a lot of venting.
At the point that you start coming at me and it's like
now is the problem.
Right, yeah, because I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything. You weren't part of it. You weren't even there.
So you did a lot of venting versus
coming through.
Like shooting at me.
No, it was because it wasn't about you. It was about
no, but I appreciate that.
Wow, you did.
Because it wouldn't have worked otherwise. Because you would have had to stay single and then like understand all those emotions.
Yeah, I mean that was why that was why I said I personally felt like I didn't dealt with some things personally. I felt like there was still more that needed to be touched.
But you were able to do both though.
I did.
Because again, I think that conversation.
Yeah, it definitely helped. It definitely helped me feel more ready, like because I feel like a lot of the time we go through like really terrible like past relationships, and then we carry these things with us. It's not just a lot of people be like, oh, I let it go. You did not let it go. Trust me, it's up there. If it's not right here, it's back there. And a little bit of something that's gonna come out in your future is gonna trigger that, and you're gonna act out on it. And you might not even blame the situation. You'll blame something else. And that's the thing about being an adult. You gotta figure out what is going on with you and figure out how you can properly handle that problem, because you're not a child. You can't just go around screaming at everybody. That's just that's wrong. Don't do that. So when we started dating, and
you were so mad. You were so mad.
I was not that mad. I was not mad.
You weren't?
No, I wasn't that mad. It was just me. I was blaming myself. I'm the kind of person when something bad happened, right? Like per se a relationship because I agreed to enter a relationship. So I agreed to enter a relationship and it did not work out because the person did something that they weren't supposed to be doing. They had no reason doing why they're in a relationship. I'm just like, it kind of gives me a very sour taste in my mouth. And then I'm not. Whenever I do things, it's not towards you. It's just more of like I am blaming myself because I should have seen that coming, or I should have saw that. But I'm not. I can't go through the future to see what comes, right? So.
Well, at that point, we hadn't entered. Well, really, we hadn't entered an agreement or any type of.
Oh, no, I'm not talking towards you. I was talking about past relationship.
No, I'm saying that you were upset at me. Because
I don't think I was upset with.
I mean, that's why you started talking.
Well, I was upset at the situation. I'm
saying you realize that now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at the moment you were directing that at me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was like,
because obviously if it wasn't, you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I told you that.
Yeah, I understand.
I told you I was like, I definitely feel like I was projecting, and that's one thing I needed to work on, because I don't want to project whatever emotions or feeling I have for somebody else towards you. But anyway, guys, it was nice. It was a pleasure seeing you guys. Well, seeing you guys, talking to you guys, not seeing you guys. But let us know down in the comment what you would like to see. Make sure you are following my personal YouTube page. That would be more of everything Chrisleen.
Down in the description.
Everything Chrissy. But yeah, I will tag the description down. I will not the description. The link. I'm gonna put the link in the description. So make sure that you do follow your girl. Show some love. There will be videos on cooking and show you guys some of my style. What y'all be asking. So a lot of that. But it was nice chatting with you guys. Bye, y'all. Bye bye.
Peace.
Peace out.